Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this Facebook Live. Scott, Lisa, Lydia with you here this morning. It is Wednesday. It is January 17th. Still feels like winter out there, but we have some good news in store. We'll talk about that in a second here, Lydia. But first, a reminder, you can find us live on Facebook every morning on your feed. We go live about 8 o'clock. You can find us the rest of the day. It saves the video. You can watch it whenever it's convenient for you. You can also find us on our YouTube channel. It is our Inform YouTube channel. You can find us there. And your favorite podcast platform. Just go to inform.com/podcast and look for the Inform Minute. All right, we've been talking a lot about the 10-day forecast the last few days as we still struggle with cold temperatures, looking to something better.
Yes, we have 30s starting next week. I think teens on Saturday, 20s on Sunday, and 30s by Monday. 30s look to linger then into next week, which will feel tropical.
Heat wave.
So nice.
Yes, compared to the sub-zero weekend. It's just going to be where the air doesn't hurt your face and you don't get in your car and scream a bunch of cuss words. That's what we're looking at for next week, where it's just a little bit better outside. So yeah, 30s next week. With that though will come a little bit of melting, which sounds great and fine during the day, but then at night things settle, the wind goes calm, might get areas of clear sky, and I want to watch out for fog and drizzle on some of those mornings next week. Not a guarantee, no one day looks better chance of that than the other. I can't pinpoint it out at this point, but probably kind of a gray look with that warm up, a little bit of lingering fog, maybe some stubborn fog, maybe areas of drizzle. That's just territory that comes with a warm up in January. Before we get to that though, we still have cold to deal with.
Yeah, not there yet.
Cuss word cold, if you will. You know what I mean? When you get in here, you're just like running to your car and you get in your car and you're just like, why do I live here? You know?
I understand.
We all do it, and yet we still live here. Here we are. Okay, so single-digit high temperatures the rest of the week. Overnight lows do continue to fall below zero. You factor in a little wind. We're talking wind chills, teens, 20s, maybe close to 30 below some of these mornings. So kind of the same old of what we've been dealing with. A little bit better in the afternoon with a little less wind today, and then those high temperatures in the single digits above. Otherwise, things are quiet. Maybe a pass of a little light snow late tonight into tomorrow. Likely missing Fargo, probably Jamestown, southeastern North Dakota, in line for a little of that snow, and the heavier snow further out into southwestern North Dakota. Few flurries late Thursday into Friday. So we have these like small little piddly snow chances, but I don't have any big accumulation. Weekend does look breezy. We'll have to watch out for impacts of blowing snow, which we dealt with last weekend and early this week. We don't have a good crust on the snowpack. We haven't done melting, so there's nothing hard on top of our snow to hold it down. Means it's available to blow around. And so anytime the wind picks up, we'll have to watch out for a little blowing snow. That's about it. Cold continues, blowing snow potential this weekend, and then warm up with fog, little drizzle next week.
All right.
That's all.
Thank you, Lydia. New this morning, firefighters are warning people to be very careful when using heat tape following a mobile home fire in Grand Forks. Firefighters were able to put it out pretty quickly, not a lot of damage to the home. Luckily, nobody was hurt, but investigators say it appears something flammable came into contact with the heat tape. If you're not familiar with heat tape, it's often used to keep pipes from freezing, and of course we've been in that really long stretch of super cold weather, so sometimes heat tape can be a fire hazard, so just a reminder to everyone. Because we're not done with the cold weather yet. Lydia just told us.
Always good to be careful. All right, school resource officers are one step closer to returning to schools in East Grand Forks. You may recall SROs were pulled from schools in Minnesota last September. That decision came after Minnesota state law changed because they changed use of force laws in the state. But last night, the East Grand Forks City Council approved a memorandum that would put those officers back in schools. And now that same memorandum is going to go to the East Grand Forks School Board for consideration.
WDAY is pushing to obtain body cam video from a deadly officer-involved shooting in East Grand Forks, but we have learned that the actual shooting might not have even been caught on video. We've been reporting for you, 42-year-old Lucas Gilbertson was shot and killed last week inside his mother's home. Police say they were trying to arrest him on warrants for theft and missing a court date. The Minnesota BCA tells us they did find a gun near the home, but we know the shooting happened inside the home. And this is what's very interesting to me that we're learning. The officer who pulled the trigger may not have been wearing a body cam because of being an undercover, task force member. So something we're working on, and we'll update you as soon as we find out if they release that video and what we do learn from that video.
Exactly. This morning, the Cass County Sheriff's Office is warning people here in the area about scam emails that are impersonating government officials. We're still working to learn exactly what those emails are saying, But regardless of what it actually says, the county is emphasizing that any emails from them or anyone who works in a local government position, that's going to come from an email address that ends with at casscountynd.gov. So that's your main indicator there. If anything looks suspicious, don't click any links or provide any personal information before you verify it with the county directly. You could call them. Their number is 701-297-6000.
Hot Mic with Dom Izzo coming up 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra and Inform.com. Caitlin Clark, the story of college basketball. For a while now, she's like a superstar in my house.
A phenom.
2 daughters that play basketball. She's a big deal, even if you're not into basketball or women's basketball. Dom, this is really cool. He's going to be talking about how that Iowa superstar is inspiring girls here in North Dakota. Plus, the Bison are back home this week. Dave Richmond will join the show to talk about the matchup with league champion Oral Roberts. Hot Mic is on from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra.
And don't forget, of course, you can get a good deal on a subscription right now for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months. Get that all access pass to inform.com. Just go to inform.com/subscribe to get that deal.
Remember to join us for our newscast throughout the day. Our next one is at 11 this morning, and we have you covered this afternoon, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And we'll be back tomorrow morning for First News from 5 to 7 a.m.
Until then, have a great day, everyone.